Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day.
And the window licking begins.
You don't know how tempted I was to go up my camera and go.
That'd be a whole different show right there.
Did you see the video I put on Stupid O'Clock about they had a doggy daycare at this shopping mall in China?
No, I hadn't seen that one.
And somebody left the door open.
Oh, shit.
Apparently, the in dog in China right now is Siberian Huskies. So there's like 100 Siberian Huskies that come running out of this place. And you know how Siberian Huskies are. You ain't going to catch them.
They run like the wind.
Out of this doggy daycare, and they're all over the damn shopping mall. It's...
Now I posted a couple up for you to watch, John. Like the one where do you think the guy was serious when he told everybody to back up? Tank swings around, Dan. Tank swings around and points the barrel directly at the camera. You can see the rifling of the barrel.
Oops.
And then there was two videos, one from the truck's perspective and the other from somebody standing off the a truck hitting the runaway ramp.
I did see that one.
I mean, he's downshifting.
That came up. Oh, one of my friends who's a truck driver, he posted that a couple days ago. He goes, "Thank God I never had to use one of these."
Who we got? No, we got Carl. We got Donna. We got Paul.
And Paul too. Yeah. I have discovered a YouTube channel where this guy in England buys tanks and armored personnel carriers that have been sitting in fields and rebuilds them. Yeah,
and they let people drive them. You go rent a tank for an hour or so.
This guy got an APC today. Well, on the video I watched today, I don't know how long ago he actually did it, but
if I
he was testing it out, and all of a sudden there's this huge oil leak. So he patched it with a hot glue gun, a piece of inner tube, 2 hose clamps, and a piece of half a piece of pipe that he'd cut to fit, and then backed it up a pile of gravel down the other side, spun it around, and went and parked it. I don't know what's going to happen with it. It needs pressure washing real bad and repainting. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Oh, we had, when you said the hose clamp and piece of inner tube.
Mm-hmm. I remembered.
It was about 3 or 4 years ago. We had a hell of a cold snap. Water pipes were busting everywhere. And I was at Home Depot, and this guy he was a plumber, and he's like, they're out of patches. I said, dude, Walmart, get you an inner tube, buy all the hose clamps, the little small hose clamps they got, and a couple 6-packs. And he went, what? I said, you cut the inner tube, get 2 wraps around the inner tube, put the soda can around it, put your hose clamps, put like 4 or 5 hose clamps on each side of the leak. You've got a good solid temporary patch until you can, come back and cut it out and put a solid one in. And he goes, that would work. I said, hell yeah, it works. What the water company does. But they bury theirs and forget about it.
Hey, that's like friend of mine was visiting mutual friends, and the throttle cable broke on his Volkswagen. And I just pulled some spare parts out of my toolbox and rigged up a connector on the end of the throttle cable where it would work. And I said, look, this might get you home. It might break down halfway. But as soon as you get home, get this fixed by a professional. 7 years later, he sold the car.
Was it still on there?
With it still on there. Hey, when Farm Boy rigs something up, it stays rigged.
Hey, Donna.
Oh,
There's truth to that, Dan.
Hello, everyone else.
Okay. Might as well get it done and out of the way.
But yeah, that you could see the look on that plumber's face going. You could see that's fucking brilliant. Then you could also see why didn't I think of that?
Mm-hmm. And then you go, hey, I can come back and fix it the right way later and charge it again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. I'm going to grow this out and get it. Of course, the way I grow a beard, it might be Halloween 25 before it's all grown out, but
you don't fool me. You're just trying to look like Thesis because he's so cool.
Well, yeah, can't argue with that.
Well, shit, I'm going to go shave it off then. Hell with you then.
Yeah, this pollen's starting to bother me.
Oh God, I thought I had gotten rid of the runny nose and sneezing when the winter was over, but all of a sudden it's back full strength.
Yeah, I went and I mowed the yard today, first time this year. And of course I went and took a shower afterwards, and boy, that helped. I'm still kind of stuffy from all the pollen and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst part is, I told you we went and got some straw and some grass seed and put, grass seed down on half the yard.
Yeah.
I mowed along the edge of it. And I got that straw up underneath the mower.
Oh, man.
And of course, it came out looking like sawdust.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I've got a snoot full of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Carl, that works. That really does work. Hello, Michaela.
Yeah.
And Paul, you're doing all right. Oh, I've got one friend from work. He has to shave like 3 times a day if he wants to appear clean shaven. I mean,
there were times in the military that I had to shave twice a day, especially if we got up early to do physical training. Like instead of a 6 o'clock first call, we went up at 5:30 or 5 o'clock first call. About lunchtime, I'd start looking scraggly.
Les is just a very manly man, shall we say that? His beard grows so fast.
And winter was terrible too, especially in Germany. It was so cold you just couldn't shave good. Especially if you went out in the winter wind doing physical training in the morning.
Yeah, I mentioned the razor burn would be something fierce.
Well, you get the wind burn from being out in the cold and wind. Sunburn because everything's white, snowy when the sun comes up. So got to face that. And then you're trying to shave.
Mm.
And you might have hot water.
I
You
think
might.
Carl still shaves. He just doesn't get below his nose.
Yeah, he just shaves this part here.
He shaves
Yeah,
his part.
he has already told us he shaves his head. I mean, seriously.
Well, Ted shaves his head. As you can tell, he doesn't shave anything below the nose either.
Oh, what was it? There was a joke Gallagher used to tell about how when he was a kid, he had hippie hair. And then his hairline has been slowly receding over the years. He says, 5 more years, I'll be able to sit on the toilet seat without my butt getting cold.
I remember the rest of that joke. We can't tell it yet.
Oh,
It's not late at night. It's late enough at night for that.
oh yeah. For people that don't show up in the green room, I have an update on my 3D printer.
Uh-oh.
It is now on its way back from whence it came.
Really?
I'm done with it. I'm going to get another one, but it won't be from that company.
Mm.
Because I've had problem with it from the day I turned it on.
Well, with something like that, you probably need to fork out the extra dough and get a really nice one.
Well, yeah, it's like anything. If you want it to work, you're going to have to go top of the line
Think Craftsman. Yes.
and pray that company still exists.
I'm thinking
I like
Creality.
Craftsman at Ace. It's just it's not the same company. I think
No, it's not.
I think Black and Decker actually bought them out or something.
Yeah.
It's actually Stanley.
Did Stanley buy them out?
No,
Well,
Stanley bought out Black and Decker after they bought out Craftsman.
Stanley doesn't make bad too. I mean, sometimes you can get a run that's kind of iffy, but generally,
They got this one thing. I bought it a while back. It's pretty cool. It's a vice crescent wrench that Stanley made.
Hmm.
It's a crescent wrench where you move the jaw back and forth, but it's got the crescent lock on it, so you can put it on your nut or your pipe or whatever on it, get it nice and tight, and then press that lock in there and let go of the wrench.
it stays locked on that.
And let me tell you, if you're doing something like changing lawnmower blades,
Mm.
you can put it in there, lock it in place, and wedge it up against the side of the lawnmower deck, and then pull that nut off there, and the blade won't go anywhere.
So, make a note of that one.
Oh, add him. He's not on my friends list, so I can't add him into the main chat.
I don't know that you have rescinded your. Ain't nobody adding people but me anymore.
What am I trying to say?
I know, words are hard, Joe Dog.
John, I don't have that problem of needing to clamp something down to get, wedge it against the blade. I pull it out, go zoom, zoom, and it's off.
I just put a 2x4
Impact driver.
inside the deck and get the 1 3/4 inch socket, and that sucker comes off. And if it doesn't, I've got a way to make it liquid.
Can't be stuck if it's liquid.
I did a little bit of yard work today. I did some weed eating and trimmed some limbs up.
How did your caving expedition go?
Not worth crap because I had to go buy a tool to get something loose that
Okay.
I needed to get loose.
Yeah. Yeah. Was the house brand established by Sears? The brand is now owned by Stanley Black & Decker.
Hi, Adam.
Hey, Adam.
And hey Adam. Paul, I sent you a invite. Just click on that and it should bring you into the show, I think.
Yeah.
And Paul, I sent you a friend's request too. So if you got a weird friend request, I'm that weird friend.
And Makita is not I think Makita is owned by DeWalt.
Well, DeWalt's Black & Decker's premium brand.
Okay, that puts them. It's weird. I mean, there's you go in, you see all this shelf full of different tool brands, but they're only owned by 2 or 3 companies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I just checked, Joe Dog. Nobody but you is allowed to add people to the group list anymore.
All right.
Yeah, I did not. I did not add Paul to the group list. So.
All right.
Oh, there's a Paul.
Yeah. So basically, Paul, you're going to have to send Joe Dog a friend request
you're gonna have
so
to be
he can
friends
add you
with
to
Joe.
the because there were some people that got invited by well-meaning people and had to be uninvited eventually.
I was one of them, but then I snuck my way back in.
I thought I tagged Joe Dog. I must not have. I was trying to tag as many people as I could find.
Just look at Dan's friends list. He's friends with most of them.
Yeah.
I'm friends with half the people on the planet that aren't terrorists.
Are you sure?
Well, I mean, some of them could be, but they're British. Do they really count?
According to the IRA, they do.
And Russia seems to think that there's a bunch of terrorists in England. So
End-to-end decryption. No, that ain't. What have I done here?
I asked myself that multiple times in a day.
are you a robot? Are you sure?
Can you prove you're not a robot? Oh.
Sometimes I think it would be easier if I was a robot.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
How
He's
ironic!
already working on the cyborg thing.
Yeah. How
it would
ironic!
certainly hurt less. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
So how ironic is it that we have AI asking us if we're robots?
I like the one where they program the robot to press the "I'm not a robot" button.
Yeah.
Joe, I just sent you a request.
Okay. That's what that was. Okay. No, I didn't get it.
Strange.
It's probably on Facebook, and then you'll have to put him in Messenger.
Yeah, it's on Facebook.
I have not got it yet. Dan, you and John are now admins to the chat.
I will try not to misuse this awesome power.
With great power comes great irresponsibility.
Oh, you've met me.
Just a couple times.
She's familiar.
Michaela got more book mail today. Oops, sorry about that.
Did you get Vengeance? Sellable versions of issued sellable? Jeez.
I'll tell you what I'm thinking about starting to
I
do
am so not touching that line, Don.
with some of my books.
Sellable virgins. Yes, that one's Michaela, right up Michaela's alley.
Versions.
My little library here, I'm thinking about taking and actually putting it in one of them community public libraries.
Don't. You know why?
Why?
You get people that come around to those things and they'll grab all the books and then take them to the used bookstore and sell them.
Yeah.
The funny part is the person who has them around here, she owns the used books, one of the used bookstores.
I thought about Kurt Vonnegut books that way.
Yes, thank you,
Um,
Carl. Sellable as opposed to the ones that have been beaten up.
Yeah. But the thing is, I'm gonna have the little library and put a little sign on it. Smile, you're on camera.
it doesn't mean somebody's not going to take them all and
Excuse me.
take them down to Goodwill. And
Yeah,
Yeah, you won't get nothing.
well, I mean, you don't get paid anything from Goodwill, but
take them down to the used bookstore. I mean, what can you
yeah,
do?
they're
You had
you,
free books. I mean, it's
used bookstores do exist still.
Oh yeah, we have three here just in Peoria.
Wow.
they can read in Peoria.
We've got one down at the bottom of the hill from my house, and I check it occasionally. And the books do change.
Yeah, over on the British canals, that there are places like where you fill up your water tank with water, and if they've got a laundromat or something, they'll have donated books that people can take one, and if they've got one they want to get off their shelf because ain't got much room in the boat, you got to get rid of something every time you buy something.
Yeah.
Is there a Formica? I know the one in the Heights closed because she passed away.
Hey, Mr. McKay, here's opportunity. Danville, Illinois.
Yeah, Book Nook, Book Rack lit on fire, and the one in the Heights was I know you like a book, or I think you like a book, and she passed away, but I don't know what the fourth one is then.
Yeah, we used to have one in Athens that the little lady that ran it back in the 70s called it
Excuse me.
The Hobbit Habit. And it was both new and used books. Now, I sincerely doubt she has survived to this day, but she was a very nice lady. I gave her lots of my money.
Okay. So, Michaela, you were right, and I was right. We were both right.
Now,
That all happened within the past, month or 2 months that other one had closed. So that
Paul, have you ever heard of McKay's used books?
Sounds familiar.
Oh, man.
There was one in Chattanooga. I don't remember if it was McKay's or what, but it was a huge used bookstore.
We have a McKay's and a Grumpy's.
Yeah. Grumpy's is gone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Grumpy's is a doctor's office now.
I'm surprised we have a Books A Million up here in West Virginia.
I think we
that reminds me.
I think we still have one in Athens, but it's moved like a dozen times.
Yeah, Brian K. Morris, when they come down for HallowCon, they make it on their itinerary is McKay's in Knoxville, the McKay's in Chattanooga, Bees, and then HallowCon.
Yeah, it must have
And
been.
now they've added Bucky.
Do what?
Now they've added a Bucky stop.
Oh yeah, well they got to go past. They do that when they leave.
Well, doesn't Nashville have McKay's too?
Yeah, Nashville. But they don't like coming through Nashville.
No,
I wonder why.
But I know.
Traffic's horrible there.
Wait, Book Rack is doing a ball. Maybe I did know about that. Did I know about that? I don't know if I knew about that.
Book Rack. I've heard of that too.
Well, that one's here in Peoria.
Chris, you may want to get your schedule arranged for the weekend off before Labor Day.
The weekend before Labor Day?
The weekend before Labor Day.
What have you done, Joe Dog?
Well, let's just say it's I'm going camping.
Oh, I know that. I know. Didn't you have an argument with a squirrel after about a box of crackers there?
I said outside.
Yeah.
I thought that was a couple weeks before.
No, that's the weekend before. That's just this year. Then they roll back to the regular day.
Oh, I've got. I need to make a note to
August 23rd and 25th.
Yep.
the LibertyCon website, make sure that everything, all the paperwork and everything went through. I know Lindsay's going to be staff this year, so, and we had our memberships roll over from the 2 years we couldn't go because of the plague, and I do believe we finally got a room, but I want to make sure.
I hope you did.
Well,
I hope I did too. The hotel is all it's sold out in 15 minutes again.
I'm taking.
Well, when you only get 100 rooms for 1,000 people, it tends to happen.
I'm taking donations to get me down to Uncon since I did win tickets.
Oh, crap. That reminds me. I got to call Jay.
Oh, yeah. He actually wound up in Athens one day. I ran into him at a grocery store. I'm going, what are you doing on this side of Atlanta?
Are you lost?
No, it turns out he had to take his mother to a doctor's office in Athens. So once he dropped her off at the doctor's office, he went to the nearest grocery store and was walking around looking to see if there were any useful deals. Could have knocked me over with a feather when I saw him, because there's no way to mistake Jay. I mean, seriously,
no.
if you've ever met him, you'll never forget him.
Yeah, I need to find out what he needs this year.
A credit card without no limit.
Oh, I could use one of those and somebody to pay the bill.
You limit, you never have to pay it back, right?
Exactly, Paul.
And a big
Harbor
black
Freight
jet with a bedroom in it.
Harbor Freight screwed up. They gave me a credit card with a $2,000 limit.
They ain't never getting paid.
Home Depot gave me one with $2,200. I think I could buy a screwdriver in there.
They gave my wife one as well.
Just wait for
Sure
a
you
special
can.
prize.
You just had to win the lottery to get the $1 million to buy a 2x4.
Lumber has dropped down dramatically.
Good, because I'm gonna have to buy a truckload.
A 2x4 is now like
$2,200.
$2.98 now, compared to $6 a year and a half ago.
I'm going to have to go
today.
I can
I'm going to
understand
have
that
to go for
2x4s,
Osmos lumber, because this is repairing the floor.
Yeah,
and I need something. The termites are going to go, we're going next door.
it's called steel.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that Popeye cartoon. Thank you.
Just keep the
There's a
spinach
reason
away
that,
from your right
my
hand.
coffee cup has a picture of Popeye on it, and only part of it's because I like spinach so much.
Well, spinach likes you.
It certainly seems to.
What?
I'm talking about the.
Didn't the
magnetic
original I'm trying to say, the original Popeye and comic book series, it wasn't spinach, it was something else. But when they started making the cartoons, they made it spinach to make kids eat their greens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've heard that, and I do not remember what it was before it got changed. That would have been in the Thimble Theater days.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
I never knew it got changed. Wow.
it would have been when it was a newspaper strip or a comic book strip and had not gone to animated yet.
What, might have been a can of snuff or something, huh?
No. What I got hit with was either spinach or pinto beans, and I've not stopped eating either one of them yet. I mean, I did wake up. Took a while. We had a whole
Wait a minute.
back seat full of groceries when we got rear-ended once, and I got a concussion from some canned goods flying through the car in the windshield.
Popeye's superhumanly proportioned strength and endurance stem from the luck he acquired by rubbing the feathers of the head of Bernice, a wiffle hen, thus enabling him to survive 15 gunshot wounds. Let's see. By the end of 1929, however, Popeye's strength had become a regularized fixture of his character, with spinach by 1932 becoming the primary repository of his prowess. And of course, the baby in the series was named Sweet Pea. And of course, his girlfriend was Olive Oil, which are all associated with healthy eating.
Yes, and the pet was named the Jeep.
The Jeep.
Not Jeep, but the Jeep. Because, hey, that was popular with the troops because of the general purpose vehicle.
Exactly.
The original Willys Jeep, Willis, no, it's spelled Willis, it's pronounced Willis,
Willis,
isn't
yes.
it?
Willis.
Yeah, Wimpy's my hero anyway.
He will gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
You know, interestingly enough, the one that played Wimpy in the movie with Robin Williams was the same guy that played the dad for Molly Ringwald in 16 Candles.
Paul Dooley.
And if anybody had ever paid attention or had paid attention to the history of the Popeye cartoons and comics, they would have understood that movie a whole lot better, because that was all Thimble Theater and very early Fleischer Brothers Popeye cartoon.
It was
character.
Popeye Cannon. It was Popeye Cannon.
And Amanda and Xander.
Oh,
His dad was Mr. Hand.
Yeah, that's it.
Ray Walston, or
Ray Walston.
Thank you. Words are hard. I know them, but I can't.
Our favorite Martian.
Yeah. Remember,
for
Don.
those of you that were born before the 20th century.
Hey, Don. Just remember, words be are hard, or words be hard.
My dad was.
Michaela, you're absolutely right. I got to put this one up there. Lindsay does not have to go and do the teacher's aid stuff at the elementary school with the church group Monday, because all the kids there are going to be watching the eclipse on TV.
Yeah, a lot of them.
What is this we pulled up?
Now, get the reasoning that they closed the schools because they don't want to be responsible for the kids looking at the sun and getting eye damage. So they closed the school.
Oh, I know what you're looking at now, John.
Okay.
That's
the movie
set.
Popeye.
That's the set.
The set was built on the island of Malta. They didn't tear it down after the movie. It became an amusement park attraction on the island of Malta. And to this day, let me see here, you can still go there and see Sweet, Sweet Haven.
Nice. That's cool.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
What's
If
that?
it ever becomes safe to go to Europe again, that'd be a great vacation destination. Yes, I know, but it's still a little too close to comfort to the action zone.
It's the middle of Mediterranean. I mean, it's closer to Libya, I guess.
There's some archaeological sites there too that would be fun to explore.
There's a castle, and
I had to reread that, Nick. Willis is pronounced Sears in Chicago. I've looked at that like 3 or 4 times and it finally hit me.
You're talking about that tower.
Yeah, I got that. I've been there, but it was Sears Tower, and it still is Sears Tower. When I went there in high school.
Oh, did y'all hear what the Tennessee Athletic Department did on April Fool's Day? Pilot flying. This is what they posted out on Twitter, X, whatever. Pilot Flying J has bought the naming rights to the Willis to Neyland Stadium. It will now be called the Pilot Flying J Stadium.
Yeah, I saw that.
The alumni lost their freaking mind. I mean,
For those of you who don't know the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would have said, there is a big controversy over several politicians that owned the Pilot Flying J gas station truck stops in the
Yep.
Knoxville area.
Ooh,
Really?
yeah.
And apparently they weren't paying taxes and fun stuff like that. So,
yeah.
Dad used to stop at the Pilot gas station there in Clinton, Tennessee, for
that'll tell you
gas
something right
supply
there.
to go back to work.
Um,
Hey, this was way before. This was back in the. This is where he actually complained that the price of gas had gone up to 13 cents a gallon,
Hmm.
and he might
Yeah.
not be able to afford to drive to work in Oak Ridge anymore.
Mm.
Isn't one of the Haslam brothers owner of the Cleveland Browns football
Yeah.
team?
Yeah. Do y'all remember the legal issues they had where, had to go to the federal trial? Donna was that close to sitting on the jury.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Yeah. They
I'm not
said
saying that.
they said this trial is going to take at least 3 to 4 weeks. 6 months later, they got a conviction.
Mm.
It was the same jury.
Wow.
$13 a day pay for 6 months.
They should have got a raise for that.
If I was still paying my mortgage payment, I would have lost the house for that.
Yeah. Well, it depends on where I work with the city. They deducted $13 out of your paycheck
And just paid you like you were
at work.
okay.
But
That does sound fair.
Government jobs. Yeah.
But here's how they did it. I had to give them the check. I had to present the check to them.
Mm-hmm.
And, all the boss will do is look at it, check the number, check it on their leave request slip,
Mm-hmm.
and had to sign out a leave request slip every week. And days that I didn't get called in, I had to go to work.
Well, I think it would be funny if Ted got called in for jury duty.
Why?
He's already there.
Oh. It's funny. Those people never get called for jury duty for some reason.
It's kind of funny. I joined the Army right about the same time they started redoing the registration for the selective service, the draft board.
Yeah.
When you turn 18, you had to sign the card and send it in. So I joined the Army. I am stationed in Berlin, in the Berlin Brigade. Okay. One day at mail call, I got a notice in my mailbox that said, you were required by federal law to sign up for the selective service. And I look, and the address on the front says Private First Class John Scarlett. Army,
your
Army
other
Post Office, New York.
They wanted one of your other personalities to sign up.
That's awesome.
Hey, never underestimate the stupidity of government.
How much are they going to draft me for? Like what?
You want you
Well, if they'll pay the plane fare, and your your base commanding officer signs off on it, you could have got a nice vacation out of that.
That would
Um,
have been funny.
the only time I've ever been called up for jury duty, I had just bought this house and moved out of the county that wanted me to do jury duty. And I had to prove that I now lived in another county entirely in order to get out of it.
Yeah, I
It
got
doesn't
called.
ma- it doesn't matter the size
Yeah.
of the government entity that wants you to do something unreasonable. Uh, they've still got to file entire
Now,
forests
wait a
worth
minute,
of paperwork.
Dan. Just out of curiosity, they sent the notice for showing up for jury duty. They sent it to your new address in a different county.
No, they sent it to the old address, and the people that had bought my mobile home from me were kind enough to forward it to the new address.
Cool.
Oh. Um. Well, let's examine the facts here. This was,
Hey, Carrie.
1980 something, 1990 something. The closest they could get to AI then was the Disney bots at Disneyland and Disney World and the Hall of Presidents. I mean, seriously.
I thought you were going to say the voice for the airplane train and airport train in Hartsfield.
Oh no, I don't think that's been changed since 1830.
Oh, Dan, have you ever heard the story of the opening of the Hall of Presidents down at Disney World?
Obviously not.
Oh, yeah. How much was your 2 by 4?
The part where Abraham Lincoln, stands up and starts talking. He sprung a hydraulic leak in the jaw. The hydraulic fluid was transmission fluid red.
Wow.
It starts pouring out of his mouth and down his white shirt.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ted bought a piece of 2 by 4 board today to make something for the cats, and he said that was $20.
Ouch.
You guys were talking wood earlier, so I thought that I would just throw out some wood.
One 2x4 or a bunch of 2x4s?
Well, 2 foot by 4 foot.
Oh, that's plywood.
I don't know. I just know that you guys were talking wood, and he got wood today. We were at Menards.
Well, he better get wood every time he gets around. I never mind.
Mm.
I was trying desperately.
I was like,
not to
did
go
Jojo
there till
just
Friday
green
night.
room himself?
Yes, he green roomed himself.
And the thing was, I beat Dan to it.
Oh no, I knew better.
Oh.
The thought was there, but I knew not to open my mouth.
He made a new platform for the kitty cats.
Oh,
Yeah.
But he's like, yep, I like it.
Yep.
I got to put more cat shelves up around here.
I am so not touching that
Just
line.
get a tower.
Oh, we got a tower. But our cats are preferring a cat shelf to navigate the house now because they're out of reach.
Oh, yeah.
Out of reach of the puppies.
Yeah, you got 2 big old puppies.
Puppers!
Now, when you find those huskies up there on top of the cat shelf, then you'll let me know.
Don't laugh. That could happen.
Oh, I know.
Nick, they have gone up.
I know that sucks. Nothing's gone down.
Yeah. Accept people's disposable income.
Dan got it.
Oh, I got the other reference, but I was trying to.
I'm glad I was
Someday I'm going
distracted.
to have a long talk with that boy.
I was
I,
trying to make it friendly because we have families watching.
You wasn't
Oh,
the
Xander,
boy I
I'm
was
glad you like
talking
the
about.
picture of Buddy.
Oh, Uncle Jed is a font of wisdom. Uh, always has been.
What in
Uh,
tarnation?
ah, that still hurts. Uh, oh
Man,
well, it'll just have to hurt. Um,
depends on the level of hurt.
um,
Because
Oh,
sometimes it hurts so good.
no, this is definitely not one of the good hurts. This is
Oh.
um, it's one of those I wish would hurry up and go away. And yes, I did catch myself with the phrasing. Um, but I'm old. It'll take a while.
Yeah,
Nick, I'm worried about it too, but I ceased having insurance in February, so
well,
I'll just have to hurt.
they don't continue your insurance with retirement.
Nope.
wait a minute.
Don't you
Are
get
you
Medicaid?
65?
I've signed up for Medicaid. I don't know if I've got any. I don't
Oh,
know. I filled out all the forms and I haven't heard anything back. I haven't got a card or anything. I'm going to
I'll be
have to
talking to
get
the Social
a
Security Administration and finding out.
I got to talk to Social Security pretty soon anyway, because it's about time for me to be able to claim mine um, after over 50 years of working, because that spans both jobs.
well,
Yeah,
Um,
one thing I will say about the Social Security Agency, they will put off and put off and put off till you've spent every bit of your savings and everything till you're damn near destitute before they finally decide to start giving you the money you've paid them.
I thought that was disability.
Well,
Oh,
disability is
that
the
was just
same
the
way.
United States government.
Yeah,
disability is the same people.
yeah.
I'm not worried about this. I'm not disabled. Um, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm not disabled.
No, but if you're 65 or older, you should automatically be enrolled in Medicare.
Yeah.
The only thing you choose is a supplement to go along with it to cover the things you need it to cover.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's one of the next steps.
I got Medicare and didn't even know it.
Yeah. Um, I was told that within 3 months of my 65th birthday, I had to go on the Medicare website, fill out forms, and everything would be hunky dory. And I had to wait till I was 66 and a half to start claiming my Social Security without any penalty for early withdrawal. You know, there's always a penalty for early withdrawal. Sometimes
Mhm.
it just ain't so obvious.
Mm.
Um, she's busy. She didn't even see that.
And
I'm looking for a specific picture that I want to send to Nick so he can show Xander of the kids.
all right, I'll be. I got to go hang a left.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I can figure out
No, Nick, I am not surprised that the government has money that they have been taking out of my paycheck for since I was 17 and got my first job, and they don't want me to have any uh, because congressmen keep trying to figure out ways to steal it. I mean, you're old, you don't need that. Hurry up and die so we can spend your money.
senators too.
Mm-hmm.
About to go back. I'm about to go to Ukraine and ask them for my money back.
Mm.
Please give me $66 billion. I mean, I could use that kind of money.
Yeah.
I'll fight
could
somebody
buy-
for that kind of money.
I could buy me a boat.
Right?
And maybe a new fishing rod.
Fuel
That's
though?
wars.
Diesel is outrageous.
I know.
Everything is outrageous.
Yes, unfortunately.
Well, it always has been. Really, it's just as people's financial situations got better, taxes got worse.
Yep.
Oh, they got money. We want it. I don't know. I think
Okay.
it's
The
gotten
system is designed to make you not get ahead.
just got worse. My groceries the last couple of years of like they're crazy. I'm just buy groceries for me for the last 4 or 5 years, and I know what I used to spend and what I spend now, and I don't really buy anything different than I was buying before. But I'm paying $100 or $150 more for it than I was before.
Back when I first moved out of my parents' house, I could count on paying like $10 for a bag of groceries. Every bag of groceries that I walked out of the store with was an additional $10. And now it's trying to approach triple digits.
Yep.
I mean, it's getting hard for a crazy cat man to be able to afford to feed the kitties.
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy. Then I did add a cat last year to my grocery bill, but I don't count the money I spend on him.
Cats don't count.
Yeah, he's really bad.
Makes me wish I could write him off as a dependent. That'd be an extra.
Right?
How many still alive? 9, 10?
Well, I got a care card. It's a credit card, so I can take him to the vet anytime I need to take him to the vet. I can just take it out of that. So,
Care
I have-
credit. They call it care credit.
Yep. I have always wished that I could add everybody in Washington to my list of dependents on my income tax because I've been supporting them freeloaders for a long time.
Too dang long.
I think
They don't do
write that stuff
anything.
off. George was diabetic, and his diabetic supplies were so expensive. Insulin in itself, it's like, ugh.
And that's cat insulin. That's not even people insulin, which I imagine is very close to being the same thing.
The insulin we had was not approved for use in humans, but it had been tested in humans.
There is now a federal cap on insulin.
George's little vial was $140, and it lasted about 2 months, depending on how many units he had to get a day, because it varied.
Yeah, human insulin is capped at $35 a bottle.
Good. It's about damn time.
Yep.
Not too many people that need it. Of course
And
we're
a
going to be in
certain-
favor of that.
A certain presidential candidate says he's going to change that.
I don't even want to know which one. Lindsay's going, hell, this year it's the difference between the lesser of two weasels.
Yeah,
And this-
you nailed it.
Oh, I love that.
I think she's been watching George Carlin videos again.
Yep.
Carlin.
Nice.
Carlin was awesome.
Yeah, St. George.
That reminds me, we're going to see Brad Williams here next month. That's next month already. Woohoo!
Talk to Brett. Tell Brad about the wonders of HallowCon.
I'm not gonna see. I'm gonna be up in the balcony. We're not even gonna be that close to the stage.
If he comes, I want him to dress as a zombie clown.
A midget zombie clown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, can you imagine? I mean, that's 3 right there.
I promised I would not make those jokes anymore. Shut up, Joe Dog.
Of course, I'd also be murderized by Crystal.
Yeah.
Unalived. Unalived. You said it wrong.
No, Crystal would flat square kick him where it hurts.
No, she picked me up and flopped me around like a.
No, she kicked you there first.
You're like a rag doll.
She did me like the Hulk did Loki.
She does not like clowns.
I don't understand the phobia for clowns. It's really weird.
Yeah, but it's still mighty common.
It is very.
Yep. A lot of
You've never watched the movie It, have you?
yeah.
I've seen it.
You know, that movie never, like, I was always like, that's creepy. And then when I figured out who it was played by, I'm like, that's so cool.
I was too old to be bothered by it when it came out.
Nick.
I don't think he reads, Nick.
It'd have to be an audiobook.
Yeah, it would have to be audiobook.
They do have a YouTube channel. It's a Bible every day for a year. You read the Bible. You guys got a really nice voice.
Edgar Casey used to do that. And
Nick,
a couple of other historic figures as well.
Nick, did I hit a nerve? Did I with that one?
Oh.
And Nick's quoting Taco Reacts.
Mhm.
Oh, do you know who?
Oh, yeah, it was funny. It was really funny.
Do you know who Taco Reacts is?
I don't know, but
does the
Nick does.
he does, he plays half of his video is filming is somebody else's video, and then he comments afterwards. He was also doing, and he's known for comedy. And he got hooked up with this group now that does live D&D on Twitch.
Huh.
And he broke into something about talking about loss, and he was supposed to be the funny guy of the D&D game, and he broke into this story of his character losing family members and best friends and all that, and you could just see everybody in the group going, I mean, just how about had them in tears. It's amazing.
John looks definitely amazed.
Yes, I do like roller coasters. But I've never actually been on a roller coaster with a leather seat. So
yeah, Nick knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, it'll put chill bumps on you. He was supposed to be the funny one of the story.
I want to go ride the Beast. Never gotten to ride it.
That's a cool picture, Chris.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we can't show it because it will
Yeah, I know.
spoiler. I told John and Dan since they're going to be there
No.
before the show.
Yeah. But yeah.
But that is a cool damn picture.
Yeah.
I just wonder if he paid the $125.
I don't know.
I wouldn't put it past the guy.
No, I wouldn't either.
Okay, that's the picture I was trying to find for Nick to show Xander.
Oh, cool.
It's a nice pic. It's for Xander.
Yeah.
Let me show it for
Oh,
Xander.
here it is. There it is. Okay. I tried to bring it up there.
Oh,
You take too
That's
long.
Buddy's ringtail. That's
yeah.
his breed.
And Georgette's pouting.
Yeah, she always does.
Orange cats. Orange cats are the freaking psycho of the cat world.
No, they just all share one
No,
brain
no, no,
cell.
no, no. White cats with blue eyes. They're like the chihuahua of the cat world.
So
By the way,
you're
that's
saying
the-
Siamese?
That's
No.
the platform that Ted was trying to replace because they always want to sit up there at the same time and it wasn't big enough.
Aren't you supposed to feed orange cats lasagna and coffee?
Just the fact.
Just
Ask
one
Jim
fact.
Davis.
Now I'll tell you another cat that's every one I've ever met is just absolutely demon possessed. Tortoise shell calico.
Yes. There's a thing called tortitude. It's real.
I mean, we had one. Her name was April. You know, you'd be sitting in a chair, your arm hanging down. She'd walk up, nuzzle her head in your hand. You reach to pet her, she turn around, and bite your ass.
Yes, it's called tortitude. At the shelter, that was the main thing. A tortie came in, and yet my friend Emmy adopted a tortie, and she does not know she's a tortie because she is the absolute sweetest girl in the world.
Mm.
But yeah, torties are the most psycho.
Mm-hmm.
We've got one named
No,
Kelly.
they're not psycho. They're demon possessed.
That too. There was one that we had at the shelter. She was one of the first ones born that the shelter took in when they opened. Her name was Pumpkin. Pumpkin was a nut job, and they are amazing, Nick, but they're nuts.
My grandmother had 2 Siamese cats. They were the nicest cats.
That's what Hobo was. Where is Joe? Summon him.
My mom's cousin had 2 Siamese. One of them lived to be 19 and the other one 22.
No. Tortitude.
Mm.
Now we do have a tortoise shell. Y'all have seen her. We call her Bella.
That's your pooch.
But Bella's tortoiseshell. Of course,
Mhm.
she's turning white. But
Yep.
Hey, we all do that after a while.
let me do the quick math.
I'm
That's
going
why-
to get another beer. That's going to take a while.
I was going to
Okay.
say, is that smoke coming out of Joe Dog's ears?
My cat's white with black spots, so basically it's a Dalmatian.
Uh,
Cow cat.
Bella's human age is 119.
Dang.
Wow.
17 in dog year.
Yep.
Hey, Paul, we always refer to those as either tuxedos or cow cats, depending on how much black to white ratio there is.
He's got a lot more white. He's just got black spots, but
Cow cat.
yeah, probably.
You married?
Who?
Pardon?
What?
That wasn't me.
I
It
like
sounded like Nick.
I
Anyway,
don't have the faintest idea, but a disembodied voice just asked somebody if they were married.
that's what I thought I heard.
Yeah.
What? Who?
Well, there's nobody else in the chat room.
Okay, that was weird. And for the record,
Unless
was
John
right.
pulled something up and it played
Wasn't
through the
me.
speaker.
Well, I am looking at the SOG tools section. I'm looking at knives, but
And the catalog asks you if you're married and have permission to own a knife.
yes, I'm allowed to buy my own knives. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to ask permission to buy anything.
Yeah, I don't have to ask permission to buy a knife.
I'm married.
Hey, I don't have to ask permission to buy tools.
She's standing behind you, Joe.
You got him on that one.
Hey, I don't have to ask permission to buy tools. I just keep them hid for a long time.
until you bring them out and I've had this for a while.
Yeah, I'll let the dust build up on them.
Get a little patine going with them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why you wake up in the middle of the night and you go handle them for a little bit and put it back. Then it looks like they've been used at least.
Nick said he can hear someone else throughout the stream.
Weird.
Well, somehow or another, somebody's playing soft jazz music, and it
me.
sounds great. So I'm not complaining.
All right, soft jazz is Paul.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I can nix it if it's bothering anybody.
It's not bothering me. I just don't, and I don't think it's loud enough to figure out what it is, so you get a strike either. So.
Well, I don't even hear it.
Oh, it's a live stream from YouTube, so it's probably public domain music anyway.
I say I enjoy it.
Yeah, I was enjoying it too.
So was Carl.
And I write music, so that's
I've
high
had it
praise
playing.
for me.
I've had it playing for a couple of days. Just haven't bothered to turn it
Exactly, Carl.
off. I mean,
Hey, what? Wait a minute.
Wait, you're saying I'm not classy, Carl?
Hey, the jazz class is up to. Turn that off. You cannot have that.
now I posted some music on one of the. I think it was on one of the. I think it was Carl's, and it's this guy playing like old Babylonian music, whatever, Sumerian, and he sings and everything. He's really good. But the song I posted is it was pretty naughty. But I mean, in English, it's naughty. You can listen to it without it being naughty, unless you read the lyrics. But yeah, it's pretty good.
I
At
can
least
hear Ted talking to one of the kids right now. So.
Oh, I found somebody on YouTube that did a rendition of Led Zeppelin's "Immigrant Song," but all the lyrics were in Old Norse, and I could read them.
Well,
It's probably because I know that song so well, but it's like, ooh, that's a perfectly comprehensible word in a language I've never even attempted to read before.
Well, have you seen the video of the immigrant song with kittens?
No.
No.
Suddenly, I think I need to.
I'll find it again. I'll send it to you.
I did see your post earlier today where you were had Tom Schultz showing a Hammond B3.
Yeah, that was the Hammond B3. That was the Hammond B3 you hear on the album.
Yeah.
Well, somewhere along the line, Thesis posted a crocheted Tyrannosaurus taco.
that was cute. I showed that to my mother too. She liked that. I remember the Phil Collins song. It's no fun being an illegal alien.
Yeah.
That was
Good night, Carl.
Good night,
See ya.
Carl.
Genesis.
Monday.
All three of the guys that were left in Genesis when they started downshifting towards the MTV era.
Yeah, Mike
And-
Rutherford, Tony Banks, and Phil Collins.
Instead of being, God, however many people were originally in Genesis.
Well, Steve Hackett and Peter Gabriel left the band previously. Not
Yeah,
aware
I
if
thought
there were
that,
any
I
other
thought they had
members.
several more people, but it might have just been.
Those are the two that I know of.
What'd
yeah.
you say? The Mike? What was his last name?
Rutherford.
Mike Rutherford.
Yeah.
Isn't that Mike from Mike and the Mechanics?
Mike and the
Yes.
Mechanics, yes.
Okay.
He also had Paul Carrick in Mike and Mechanics, and Paul Young.
Incidentally,
was
none of
the
them are
singer.
mechanics.
No.
Probably not.
And the bass player
Right.
for when Mike Rutherford moved to guitar for Genesis was Daryl Sturmer, who was the guitarist for Phil Collins.
I would never
Well,
do.
you
It's
know,
all very incestuous in the music industry.
Mhm.
y'all know who Andrew Lincoln is from The Walking
Yeah,
Dead.
Walking Dead.
Rick.
Other,
He's married. Guess who his father-in-law is? Ian Anderson.
Of Jethro Tull.
Yeah.
You can make me wake up Lindsay.
The way people found out about it, I mean, he kept it that down low. Norman Reedus went to England. Remember, Norman Reedus had the motorcycle riding interview show.
yeah.
Well, he had Andrew Lincoln, but Andy couldn't get to the States. He said, "Just come on over here. My father-in-law's got some motorcycles that we can ride." He goes, "Okay." He gets over there, gets up to the house, knocks on the door. Ian Anderson opens the door and goes, "You must be Norman." And the look on Norman Reedus' face was,
I'm not worthy.
he goes, "Yeah, let's go look at your bikes." And he's like, "Well, I get to ride your bikes?" They were classic Triumphs.
The Triumph Bonneville from the Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die video. I am willing to bet that when they filmed that, Ian insisted on using his own bike.
And he goes, "If you wreck it, I'll kill you."
That was not a threat. That was a solemn promise.
Yeah, he probably rode that thing very gingerly.
See, legal disclaimer: if you wreck my bike, I'll kill you.
And you do know who David Tennant's father-in-law is?
Yeah,
He's a doctor, isn't he?
yeah.
Oh.
Pete Davidson. No,
Peter Davison,
yeah, Peter. Pete Davidson's the comedian from Saturday Night Live.
the fifth Doctor Who. So, and he's married to, naturally, Peter Davison's daughter, who was the Doctor's daughter in a David Tennant episode.
That was a good episode too, by the way.
Yeah, it
And
was.
And that's how they met, wasn't it?
Yeah. They had never met each other before that, and on set they just developed this
Sparks
chemistry, and and it evidently it's working. I mean, Peter Davison was once asked, "What's the strangest thing a fan ever gave you?" And he thought about David Tennant and said, "Grandchildren."
Did you
And it was in
did
a
you see
vampire.
where I posted about King Crimson going on tour?
Oh God, yeah. Well, Robert Fripp's still alive.
He approved it. They're going to concentrate on their '80s albums, but
Um, there's never been anybody that was a member of King Crimson that didn't say, "Look, when Robert Fripp wants us to come and do an album, we will drop everything and come and do an album with him. Doesn't matter what band it was."
Yeah, and Adrian Belews no slouch.
No, I mean, but if you look at the history of the band, there
Mm.
have been so many outstanding musicians that have
Mhm.
worked with King Crimson. It's like a who's who of British music.
Yeah. But
And Nick,
anyway, I
you
figured you would like that, knowing how big of a King Crimson fan you are.
oh, I have there's one of their concerts with Adrian Belew that I've got bookmarked permanently on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
Whenever I need to cheer myself up, I will listen to that.
Oh,
And
Nick, have a good night.
Good night, Nick.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
night.
Say good night to Amanda and Xander too.
and
Good night,
you're
Nick, Amanda, and Xander, and the 4 kitty cats.
you're almost right. I actually happen to be of the opinion that Albert Campion is a another identity of the Doctor. Um, it works in my head. Don't
Mhm.
ask me how. It shouldn't, but it do. Traded Bessie in for the Lagonda.
I think Tom Baker's the first Doctor Who I ever saw, and I was so young, it was confusing to me at the time. And it didn't start with like the first episode of the season. It was somewhere jumbled in
Somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
I remember he was the Doctor when PBS in the area started showing
That's
Doctor
where
Who.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Yep.
They started showing the Tom Baker episodes, and then I was in Spencer's Gifts one day at the mall, and they had the Doctor Who technical manual. I don't know if y'all remember. So I wound up saving some money buying the Doctor Who technical manual. I've still got it around here somewhere. And
Where do you think I'm going to get the blueprints to build the well house?
and
It's bigger on the inside than it looks.
right.
It
They
better
had,
be.
they had a list of all the doctors in the book. It came with like a poster of all the different doctors up to that time. And just so happens, I wound up going to a sci-fi convention with the second Doctor,
Patrick Troughton.
Patrick Troughton.
Patrick Troughton, who, strangely enough, played the blind guy in Jason and the Argonauts. And I found, but we were at a convention down in Huntsville, Alabama when he died.
I was supposed to go to that con.
Yeah, he should have been there. It was great right up until that.
Hey,
Was it
I
Constellation?
didn't find out about it until after it was too late to get rooms at the hotel. I could have bought a ticket. I just wouldn't. I'd have to sleep in the lobby.
And I slept through the whole thing right the whole Sunday that he died Sunday morning. So I woke up and everybody's
Was
like,
it Constellation?
I'm
Dan?
not sure. I don't remember which con it was.
Dan, you know the staff member that discovered.
I think it is now called Constellation. I don't know if it was called Constellation.
Well, they ended it a couple years ago because
They're coming back.
they are.
Yeah.
Mm,
Fritz is part of that group.
Who is?
Fritz.
Okay.
But yeah, Dan, you know the person that discovered.
that knocked on the door to find out.
Yeah. And you probably have email correspondence with her husband in the last few weeks.
Okay, that tells me exactly who it is.
Yeah.
Small world, ain't it?
Yeah.
John Pertwee was also at that convention, and one of the people that I knew that was in the D&D group actually brought me back an autographed John Pertwee photograph. But everybody was so bummed out that Pat died that weekend, it was kind of subdued when they came back. When
Well, yeah, that would take the
yeah,
wind
that
out
would
of the sails.
really, but as I think it was Pat's wife at the time pointed out, he was surrounded by people that loved him.
yeah.
He would not have wanted it any other way. He was at a con having fun, squirting water pistols at John Pertwee, and they had this fake argument that they would go through at different conventions where they'd act like they were really upset with each other the whole time, and they just generally just loved each other.
Oh, have you ever seen the picture of Pertwee's son wearing the wig?
Yes, I have. There has been quite a lot of requests
Oh,
that he come back and play his dad
Yeah,
in an appearance in the new show.
yeah. He's going, no, I can't do my dad.
And yeah,
hey,
that's
Chris, everybody. It was
Mhm.
Magnum Opus Con. It was a mock.
Mom,
Okay.
yeah.
I used to buy comic books from the guy that ran that in Athens. He had a comic book shop in Athens.
Mhm.
Evidently,
this
he
was-
got in a
this
little
was
bit
in
of trouble
Columbus.
after that.
Can't remember why was I down there?
Now, the first doctor I saw, I was really little. It was on PBS, and it was Thornton, because I could remember his big fuzzy coat.
Oh
And
yeah,
But I only saw a few episodes of that, and then I was a little bit older and saw Pertwee, and some of his episodes were boring because they stayed on Earth too much, to be honest, because he was exiled.
they were trying to save money. Yeah,
And they didn't have to. It was like one of the most popular shows at that point. And then Baker, of course, he was like my ultimate favorite for a long time until Tennant came along. Fourth Doctor, I was basically preteen and teenager when I was watching that on PBS. So,
Have any of y'all ever watched Stargate?
oh yeah.
Do you remember the episode that had the guy, I forget the actor's name, but he was Flash Gordon?
Sam Jones.
Yeah. He was a bounty hunter on a planet, and he kidnaps the Stargate team, and they take him inside the ship that was cloaked. Tilt goes in and he goes, this is a old cargo ship, older model. And Jack looked around and goes, it's not as big inside as I thought it would be. You can tell whoever the writers were in Stargate, they were fanboys.
But, there were Doctor Who and Star Trek. I don't think they ever did anything other than comic books, but there were crossovers with Doctor Who and Star Trek, and at least the comic books.
there are prose stories as well that are also fan publications
Oh,
because I've got quite a few of them.
there is a fan, it's on fanfic.com. They did a crossover of Quantum Leap with Tennant's Doctor Who.
I've got to see that.
Sam jumped into the Doctor as he was landing.
Oh wow, that'd be awesome.
One of the writers at Apelian turned out a very interesting. Turned out it was a crossover between classic Trek, Doctor Who, and Next Generation. No. The I think it was the second movie with the captain's name was Harrison or something Harrison. I forget where Scotty sabotaged the ship so it couldn't chase them down. No, that would have been the third one when they were going off to rescue Spock.
Harrison was played by
Search for
Ferris
Spock.
Bueller's Cameron. That was the Enterprise B from Generation.
Mhm. Well, this guy was the
Harriman.
one that crossed them all over, everywhere.
Harriman or what? Harriman.
Harriman,
Harriman.
John Harriman,
Mhm.
sounds right, but I can't be sure. I'm old now. Uh, anyway, we didn't know this was a Star Trek Doctor Who crossover until he got like 6 chapters in. And it already been, everybody was invested in the story, so I couldn't go, oh, we're going to get a copyright strike on this one.
Um,
And
we were talking about Sam Jones playing Flash Gordon,
Mhm.
and when they announced that David Villeneuve's Dune 2, that they wanted Christopher Walken to play the Emperor. Okay. I was like, no. You got to get Sam Jones to play the Emperor, and he has to wear that ring that Emperor Ming wore.
Mm.
I kind of liked Walken as the Emperor. That was kind of cool.
He is a great actor, and I have nothing against Christopher Walken, but they just missed such a great opportunity having
Mhm.
Sam Jones as the Emperor. It's kind of like when they were looking for the new Doctor Who right before they got what's her name, Whitney,
Jodie Whittaker.
Jodie
Jodie
Whittaker.
Whittaker, yes. Fine actress, horrible scripts. She was very badly served.
I was hoping they'd get Rupert Grint.
Oh, everybody wants Rupert Grint as the Doctor.
Finally, I'm Ginger.
Ginger.
Just have it in the open. Finally, I'm a ginger. And
Mhm.
something kills him.
And then somebody zaps him with a ray gun. No,
And then
no ginger
go to
doctors here.
Pertwee had
Donna.
Good night, Donna.
Good night, Donna.
Monday.
Pertwee
Monday,
he was in the military. And he had tattoos, and you could see his tattoos in some of the episodes.
Yeah. Pertwee was actually one of the guys that was along on the Sink the Bismarck in real life.
Well, hell, half of England was in on Sink the Bismarck. I mean, come on.
Yeah, well, I mean, good Lord.
What was that? Dunkirk? That anybody had a boat in England?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was evacuation. before.
Yes. Matter of fact, I just saw yesterday one of the actual boats that took part in that, and it's wood. It's not steel, and it's smaller than a school bus. And they took that thing across the English Channel and overcrowded it and brought it back safely.
And the boat they used in the movie Dunkirk, the little guy's boat that was doing the thing. He survived the sink. He was a first officer on the Titanic.
Wow.
Okay. And survived the sinking of the Titanic. He wasn't the first officer. He was a officer on the Titanic. And then White Star Line moved him over to the Britannic when it became a hospital ship, and it hit a mine and sank.
Mm-hmm.
And so later on, he went and bought his own boat and participated in Dunkirk evacuation. And they wound up using his same boat. His kids, his family still owns that same boat.
Mm-hmm. That one didn't sink?
Not yet.
They used the actual boat in the movie?
They used the same boat in the movie. That's the actual boat that was in the Dunkirk evacuation.
Now, that would almost be like what would happen if our troops got in trouble on the island of Cuba. Can you imagine the bass boats?
No kidding. What do they call that?
And everything else.
What do they call that rescue team down in Louisiana? The Redneck Navy
oh yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
the Redneck Armada or whatever it's called that goes in and tries to get people out of flood zones.
The Cajun Navy.
Cajun Navy.
I lived in New Orleans. A hat shop there. They had, unfortunately, they're gone now, but they had the actual coffin for Claudia from the Vampire Lestat.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. They had it displayed in their window. They had good prices on hats too.
They just had a head shop at first, and I was like, I mean, I
Hey,
One on every corner.
Just about now, damn.
it's in New Orleans. I mean, they might be shrunken heads in the window. We don't know.
not that kind of head shop, Dan. Like smoking apparatuses, or smoking
Yeah.
tobacco.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're
Um,
in the
Yeah,
corner.
we used to have one here in town called the Nickel Bag. That was their actual name. John will confirm this.
Is it still there, or did they finally close it?
Spike died of cancer.
Oh, well.
It was in 3 locations.
one of the gas stations where I make a beer run to has actually got all the fancy glass pipes that you could ever want. And some of them are real pretty.
Wow.
I know I haven't seen anything like that since Hot Topic and oh Lord, Athens was loaded with them right there by the arches at the University of Georgia. You just walk
You
through,
think?
across the street. There was a dozen of them right there.
I told y'all about my trip to Conjuration when my granddaughter and my wife's going, we gotta pee, we gotta pee, we gotta pee. Okay, so I get off at an exit in Marietta, and just got a beautiful Applebee's right there in the corner. I'm going, this is going to be quick. Donna goes, I'm not going to the Applebee's. I feel strange going in there. We're not going to be buying anything. Okay. So we go on up a little bit on further up the road. They're going, you got to find someplace. Got to find someplace. I can pull over side of the road and you pee in the woods. No, find us. So we round the corner and there's this gas station. Stop here. Stop here. There's a nicer one here. Okay. I pull in and I'm already hearing, the rap music. I'm thinking, oh boy. Let's just say we brightened up the place. We go in, and it's Habib's Smokers Emporium, Fuel Stop, and Mechanic Store. I had to hold the bathroom door closed because it had no lock or door handle on it.
Dang.
I'm like, call my granddaughter, you stand here with me. I was like, stand here with me.
Don't go anywhere near that countertop with the glass things underneath.
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny is that the Applebee's thing?
Yeah.
Applebee's here in town closed, and it's now a dispensary.
I'm
I
right.
just wondered if Applebee's was like an oxymoron.
Hey, the dispensary, I wouldn't put it past this place being a dispensary. But it's probably on the mechanic side.
It might have been unlicensed, but still.
Yeah.
Saturday had some notable birthdays. And Jetta Falkstad of ABBA was 74. Roger Corman turned 98.
Wow.
Is he still here with us?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently so.
Probably
Michael
still making
Moriarty.
movies.
I wouldn't have guessed.
Michael Moriarty of Law and Order is 83. Singer Alan Clark of the Hollies is 82. Actor Max Gale of Barney Miller is 81.
Max Gale's gone. I know Max Gale's gone.
And Christopher Kid Reed of Kid and Play in the movie House Party is 60. Country singer Pat Green turned 52. Mike McCready of Pearl Jam, he's a guitarist for him, turned 58. And Pharrell Williams, the producer and rapper, is 51.
That's cool information, John.
And Haley Atwell, played Agent Carter, is 42.
Thanks for
And
making
still
me
looks 20.
feel old, Chris.
Yeah.
She didn't play that.
Yep, the
I-
one with the hair, that stuck.
I'm
straight
not
up,
going to
flat
accept
up.
it as a
That
reality.
was for the ones who didn't know. I knew you knew.
That I'm not accepting that as reality.
Oh, the
Oh, did you know
teenager.
he does the theme music for oh, can't think of it. Real Talk with Bill Maher. Kid
Still
Play
not-
actually did the theme music for that.
Not accepting that as reality.
Well, y'all really want me to make y'all feel bad? Remember 80s hair?
Mm-hmm.
Big hair, or the fact that I saw like 3 kids walking around with mullets today.
The mullets are coming back, yeah, but the big hair on the girls,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's a big trend on TikTok for them to do it, and they're trying to figure out why they can't get their hair to stay up longer than about 15 minutes. Because the product
enough
we use
Aquanet.
doesn't exist anymore.
Aquanet.
Enough Aquanet.
I mean,
I saw Rave today at Menards.
What?
I saw Rave today, the Rave hairspray, because you either were Aquanet or Rave.
I
Yeah.
also
And-
saw White Rain.
Yeah. Well, the
oh
thing is,
God, that was the stuff the biology teachers told us to harvest our insect collection with for biology class in 6th grade.
Yeah, but the thing is, the formula's changed now.
I don't know.
In a bottle?
The propellant just ain't the same anymore to really blast that stuff into the follicles of your hair.
I don't know. It can probably still kill a wasp at 30 paces.
Thing is that you had the people with perms too, and a lot of people don't have perms nowadays too, and that perm gave that curl, which helped with the volume.
Yeah.
And it's like, do they know how to backcomb for to rat the hair properly? And it takes practice.
Yeah, and they want to. The kids want to bring it back.
When I was in high school, Dan, I used to microwave, and if you put a butterfly in the microwave for a few seconds, because if you try to use a kill jar, they'll always die with their wings together. But I throw one in the microwave, and as it cooked, not 3, 4, 5 seconds, its wings would just fold out flat.
Oh, we didn't even have to do that. We just had to sneak up on them and spray them with hairspray and stick a pin in them. It always felt extremely cruel to me, but my grade for that class depended on having a suitable insect collection. I drew the line at fireflies. I was not going to kill one of them.
It'd be boring anyway. I had one of those red velvet ants, and
yeah.
Cow killers.
Mm-hmm. I remember first time we were having marching band practice, and I saw one of them walking across the football field. And I'm going, I hope this damn thing's going by Friday night. I don't want to be walking around with an ant that big on the football field.
Hey, it's not an ant; it's a hornet.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's a wingless hornet.
Have you seen that guy that gets stung by all the different bad animals? Gets bit by whatever's.
Yes.
He got a velvet ant, cow killer, and he hit him. Oh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he's like, he got me 4 times. Yeah. Oh, my whole body's tingling. Oh, this hurts. Ow. He's in tears.
He deserves to be.
Dumbass.
I'm gonna show
Yeah.
y'all something, and if I die, it's because my sister found out.
Huh?
What? Uh-oh.
I got everybody.
Family pics.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
That was 1993.
That's the end of the big hair era.
That was like the last grade that did the big hair. That was my sister's big hair.
Mm.
That's all right. We've got the cute one.
As you can tell, I have not done much with my hairs in the past 30 years.
You still got it.
I have the same hairstyle. What was that?
You still got
You
it.
still have your hair. Nice.
Yeah,
I
at
was like,
least, you,
look at that.
hey, at least you still got all yours. Mine is
No, I
starting
don't
to
have all mine.
evacuate.
But yes, that was, like I said, if I die, you guys know that somehow my sister knows that made it on YouTube.
Oh, I'm so glad that my family never watches this stuff, especially after Thursday night.
Well, we've only
Uh.
got one person in the room, so it's probably John.
Probably was. No, it says it's Chris. Oh wait, that's a like.
Yeah.
No, I was in the room. I'm not now. So if it goes away, it ain't me. Or if it goes away, it's me. It stays there, it ain't.
Well, Nick was watching on it.
Oh, he went
Yeah.
to duck out, and Donna ducked out, and Carl ducked out.
Yeah.
We had 8 people at one time, but I don't know what happened.
I'm still in the room on the iPad.
They chickened out.
Well, John, it's Dan. So we're
Hey.
just talking to ourselves now.
Hey, that's okay. That's fine because that's less chance of my
Like
sister
that's
finding
different. How?
Well,
We've been talking to ourselves for what, 3 years now?
4.
Shit. Stop
We're at
screaming.
7 now. There we go.
Oh,
Boy, everybody like and share that photograph.
You know damn well that Carl's going to go back and he's going to watch the rest of this and he's going to go back and he's going to screenshot that shit.
why do you think I put it back up there so many times?
Well, if Carl wants it that bad, we are friends on Facebook and it is on my Facebook. So
Oh,
Yeah, I
it's
can see
screenshot.
that one going into the Faces of Dawn calendar.
the faces of Dawn.
You know he's going to do that.
What other
no,
pit
no.
ones can I put on here?
It might be a limited production run, but he's going to do it.
and
Oh,
have
no,
them ready
no,
for
he's-
HallowCon.
He's got the Great Wall of Dawn in one of the rooms that,
No.
Donna doesn't go into in the house.
They'll be
Somewhere
on
on
the
the third
registration
floor.
table at CallowCon.
I'd buy one just to show it. I'd buy it before opening ceremonies.
Hell, Joe Dog, you'd auction it off during closing ceremonies.
Charity auction.
Yeah, but it
the
wouldn't be
hell
the
would
copy
even
you
bid on
bought for
this?
yourself. It'd be the second copy that you bought going, ooh, she's going to hate me for this. I'm got to do it.
Who would even bid on that?
Lindsay.
He's expecting somebody to.
She's just a glutton for it. Who is that, little brother? Oh, that's you?
I
That's
was-
Dawn Skywalker.
I was like 4 years old in that picture.
Were you trying out for Star Wars or what?
No, that I put my dad's dirty work clothes on.
Anakin.
It was fun. It was cute. My niece, the first time she saw it, she's 17 now. She goes, "That's a boy." No, that's me.
No, we got proof positive that ain't right.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, I mentioned birthdays. I didn't mention this. Joe Flattery of SCTV died.
Oh, damn. I always liked that show.
Yeah.
SCTV, Second City.
Television.
Yep.
They were out of
Fridays and Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
About the only thing worth watching on TV back in the 70s. It wasn't PBS.
Do you remember the movie Stripes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
vividly.
He was one of the Czechoslovakian guards. He was the taller
Okay.
one.
Oh.
I think he's the one that got stuck in his underwear.
That's the fact,
Yeah,
Jeff.
because Bill Murray's character stole his uniform.
Yeah.
What was the Chevy Chase movie that about the spies and they were over in Russia?
Spies
Spies
like
like us.
Spies Like Us. Okay.
Yep.
I just remembered that they were stuck in the snow by a nuclear missile.
And his mother.
Point.
And Dan Aykroyd's then wife at the time, Donna Dixon, one of the
Aren't they
prettiest
still
ladies on television. Yeah, they were married for a time.
No, aren't they still married though? Or they?
No, I think they got divorced.
Mm.
Of course, he put on a lot of weight there towards the, and he was in Driving Miss Daisy. He was Miss Daisy's son.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was a fat suit. I think that was him.
Dan, open. That 15 minutes, Dan.
The window's already open. Shush. I'm trying to remember somebody's name.
Phil,
It ain't
George, Tom,
It ain't happening.
Julius.
What were they in?
Joaquin.
Brian May. Sir Brian May, astrophysicist.
Yeah.
Yes.
His wife is now in the most recent series of Doctor Who, and she may turn out to be a villain.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that the one that goes? Oh, it's just the doctor.
Hmm.
The old lady sitting in the chair.
Yeah. What? You've never seen a TARDIS before?
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Hmm.
so far.
That's with a gold jacket wearing member of NFL.
Speaking of which,
Again, you flash it that fast?
I'll do that.
That's alarming.
It ain't me. Ain't me this time.
I'm not touching any buttons.
John.
It wasn't me.
You're the
That
three
was
that
my alarm on my watch, and I couldn't figure out what I did with it to turn it off. I apologize.
No, that was at Mick Tinglehoff's house.
Um,
NFL Hall of Famer.
I saw a
John
Doctor
Spinks.
Who set that had Capaldi, Tennant, Smith, and Eccleston in it.
Oh,
today.
good God, that's rare because Eccleston had a very bad experience doing the show.
Yeah.
There were
He's-
people in the production company that pretty much treated him so shittily he would not ever come back.
Yeah.
Shane, he
He's-
was the doctor.
He is finally starting to,
Are you my mommy?
sort of like the fans will, okay, yeah, that was me. And realized how much the fans loved him, that he's starting to accept it.
Hey,
He's
Thesis.
also been doing Big
Hey,
Finish
Thesis.
audios, which we are all grateful for, even though it's very difficult for me to schedule time to listen to a 3 to 5 hour audio story.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
he
Thesis.
also
Yeah,
played Destro in the G.I. Joe movie a few years back.
And he was in a very highly thought of detective series in England, and I can't remember the name of it, that the guy who eventually played Hagrid was also in.
Robbie Coltrane.
Yeah.
Nuns on the Run.
Oh, what was I? I
But
was watching.
both of them were in that same show.
Yeah.
I was watching something about the making of Harry Potter, and a lot of the Hagrid was a puppet.
Mm-hmm.
The far out distant shots weren't digital; they were a puppet.
He's supposed to be a giant. Well, a half giant.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, the scenes where
Hagrid's a lot bigger than the actor was.
oh yeah,
Well,
Height wise.
we know how to do that now. Force perspective is a thing.
but the thing is, these filmmakers today forgot how to do it.
No, they're just, hey, we can use AI. We don't need to actually do in-camera tricks anymore.
There is a series about Star Wars, and it's like starts from 77 up to like the newest stuff, and it goes to like all the how the special effects have changed and through the years, and it's actually a really good series. I don't know what it was on. I'll have to ask that guy.
The new Ghostbuster, the last Ghostbuster movie,
Mhm.
Afterlife. A lot of that stuff was practical effect. All the ghost traps
Mm-hmm.
was practical effect.
Okay, are you
that
talking
always
about
works the best.
Afterlife or Frozen Kingdom that just came out?
Afterlife.
Okay.
Jason Reitman says there are too many of the effects will not look right digitally, that they've got to be done practical. And he even carried it on through Frozen Empire.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, everything works better when it's done in camera on set.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, Dan,
Yes.
the series that you were thinking of with Robbie Coltrane and Christopher Eccleston was Cracker,
Thank you. Yes.
93 to 96.
Yeah. If you're into British detective stuff and police procedural, I strongly recommend it because it is excellent.
oh my goodness, it's that time.
Yeah, it is. Well, we got 8. All right. Time to fire this mother up.
Yeah, I'm back.
Did you ever get in touch with Jesse, Joe?
Yes. Hang around after the show because I need to talk to you about something.
Okay.
All right.
So when's the next Aphelion come out?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Okay.
Hmm.
So we didn't miss it.
Now let me rephrase. Is that tomorrow night, the 7th, or tomorrow night, Monday?
Sunday night.
Tonight.
It's
It's
The
tonight.
7th, the evening of the 7th.
It is always the first Sunday of every month,
Okay.
which means because April started on Monday, everybody had to wait.
6 more days.
Mm-hmm.
Before
But-
the groundhog saw its shadow.
Well, that deadline got established almost 8 years ago, if not earlier than that.
So who's in there this month that we know?
I would have to look that up, and we don't have time on this particular.
Well, no, there's a
show.
couple people that came up though that's been on a lot of the shows lately, haven't there?
Well, Thesis has sent me a story.
Paul?
What about Joe? Bachman?
And Joe, yeah. I don't know who I've got scheduled right now because
Okay.
I started doing
Mhm.
April stories back in February
Mhm.
and got the
Oh yeah, you're
got
ahead
the
of
schedule
the
set up.
curve now, aren't you?
I'm retired. What else have I got to do? It's not like
Whatever your
Lindsay's
brain
going to
comes
take
up
up too
with.
much of my time.
That was me hitting my head on the mic because of Kiri.
One day, Kiri, you're going to make somebody a wonderfully annoying father.
Uh,
Or however you float. I don't know.
of course, Chris pointed out a book to me. He says, "Don't you dare buy this for Kiri." I said, "Well, why did you show it to me?"
Was it dad jokes?
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, Kiri, I got a joke for you. But it's kind of like a treasure hunt. You're going to have to go find the punchline of this one. How many doctors does it take to screw in a light bulb? The answer to this joke can be found on the Stupid O'Clock webpage.
Yeah, not that important.
What is it? Takes 3. 1 to hold the light bulb and 2 to turn the ladder.
It depends on how small the doctors are.
Depends on how many regenerations they had.
And whether or not they like each other that much.
I like that with Kiri. That's a good one.
Screwdriver. Oh, now it's a Sonic TV remote or something.
It's still the screwdriver, but
No, he's got like a little blue box now that he uses.
Yeah, but during the regeneration, it wasn't a regeneration; it was a split.
Yeah.
Were 2 TARDISes created in that?
yes, there were.
So
With a sledgehammer.
Another doctor. It was complicated. That part was kind of weird, but the whole thing was kind of weird.
I'll tell you, I would love to see the Maisie Green. What's her name?
Maisie Williams?
Maisie Williams. I'd love to see the Maisie Williams series take off. To where she goes back and saves Jenna Coleman.
Yeah. All right. The earliest that our friends' stories will show up in a Pegan is June.
Okay. Awesome.
All right. 20 seconds, guys.
And that's just because I'm so far ahead of the curve on this stuff so far. All right.
All right.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Be sure to jump over. Just refresh your YouTube page because Dan, Last Man Standing, is now on the Stupid O'Clock page.
Okay.
So, just hang around and we'll see y'all Thursday. No, I won't. I will see y'all in 2 weeks. And
On Monday night, if you tune in for Behind the Code with Joe Bachman.
Yeah. All right. Good night, y'all.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.
No, the guys at Pie Curious were right. Once you go blackberry.